Hey guys, amigos y amigas, can you do me a quick favor? Are you able to stop what you're doing right now and hop on over to englishmadesimple.net/survey? I have 7 questions to ask you to learn more about you. It's going to help me to learn more about you and understand what you're trying to get out of by learning English right now. What is your number one problem with English right now? If you're not able to stop driving, if you're jogging, can you just remember this website? The address is englishmadesimple.net/survey. It will only take you a couple of minutes to do. Try your best to answer the questions. It is an anonymous survey, so you won't need to provide your name or email or things like that. Just go straight to the questions, okay? So go to englishmadesimple.net/survey to answer that quick survey. I'll leave the link inside the description of today's episode, so you can just click on the link when you're ready. Thank you so much. Remember the link, englishmadesimple.net/survey. Thank you, amigos y amigas. Now let's get started with this show. Amigos, you're listening to the English Made Simple show. This is episode number 279, number 279, número 279. Welcome, amigos y amigas. Welcome back. This is your host, Milena speaking. You're tuning in to the English Made Simple show. You can learn more about the EMS show and what it is all about when you visit englishmadesimple.net. If you want to listen to the podcast straight from the website, you can. You can simply type in englishmadesimple.net/podcast and it will take you straight to all of the episodes. While you're there, you can also find a huge repertoire of the EMS episodes, as well as useful resources to help you accelerate your English learning. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me today. In today's segment, which I like to call the short and sweet segment, we're going to learn about a particular phrase. It's more of a question, and it goes like this. Where have you been? Where have you been? Let me just tell you how you can use this phrase. Let's imagine when your husband or your partner comes home late from work and you ask him or her, where have you been? You're late for dinner. And you have to do it in that way. You have to be really angry. Where have you been? You're late for dinner. That's when you start to, interrogate that person completely. That's when you start your interrogation process. Where have you been? Oh my goodness. This is what I use almost on a daily basis. Where have you been? When you're waiting for your wife or your girlfriend at a restaurant and she's running late, you can just say to her, where have you been? I've been waiting for almost an hour here. Where have you been? All right, this is not like a perfect example. It's not a great start to your date if it's the first time you're meeting somebody. So don't use that phrase if you're meeting somebody for the first time. So just remember that. Now, when someone's coming late to your meeting, in general, it's not really a great feeling, isn't it? Not a great first impression, in my opinion, when somebody's coming late to a date or to a meeting or something like that. There's another way to use the phrase, where have you been? Okay? And this is how I would use this phrase, sarcastically, of course. Man, where have you been all these years? Okay? It's a bit of an exaggeration. It's a bit of, it's informal. Where have you been all these years? Have you been living under a rock or something? Of course, I wouldn't mean literally if you've been living under a rock. It's a figure of speech, guys. Just reiterating my point that it has been a long time since I've seen my friend. Okay. So let's imagine you've bumped into your friend on the street and you go, man, where have you been all these years? Have you been living under a rock? Because I haven't heard from you in ages. And yes, you'd use this phrase with friends, someone you knew from before, but, you haven't seen in a while. So you get my drift. Okie dokie. Now on to something else. How would you answer this question then? Where have you been? If somebody says that to you, what would you say? You can simply answer, you can start your sentence with I've been, which is the abbreviated form of I have been. I've been, and then add a place, I've been somewhere, okay? I have been stuck at work. You can say something like that. I have been on the phone with a friend. I have been traveling. I have been out exercising. So you can use the phrase with a verb plus ing, so ing, and then you can use it with prepositional phrase, for example, on the phone, or using a participle, for example, stuck, which is the participle of stick. But in this case, I've been stuck at work. It is a phrase that means that you are unable to move, and you've been busy. So again, an informal phrase. I'm stuck, okay? I'm unable to move. So there we go, boys and girls. That's it for today. Thanks for listening and thanks for tuning in to today's episode. You're always welcome to visit EnglishMadeSimple.net and find some resources on there to help you improve your English. And while you're there, if you'd like to know when I release the next episode, you can enter your name and email and I will let you know via email. As soon as you see my smiley face pop up from the side of the website, you can enter your details in and then I'll send you an email. You've done very well today. Keep practicing. It's been a pleasure and I hope you learned something new today. If something wasn't clear, be sure to send me an email or send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. You've been jamming with Milena from English Made Simple. Until next time, hasta la próxima.